Kababayan Today, si Tim Saguinsin, ang animator. At pag-usapan natin, Tim, yung ginawa mong mangingisda. How did you come up with this? Because I know when I read it, it said Timoteo, and I was like, I wonder if that's you. Who is Timoteo in your life?
Timoteo is my father.
Your father is
yes.
a poet.
He is a poet.
Okay, and he wrote the poem called Ang Buhay sa Angono.
Yes, the book is called, Buhay sa Angono, and it's a dual language poetry collection. So on one half of the book is in English, and then the other half is Tagalog.
Okay, so this has always been a dream that your father wanted to do, right?
Yes, I think it was one of the ways that he could kind of capture the memories he had of growing up in
Angono, Rizal.
Angono, Rizal, yes.
Okay, have you ever been back to Angono, Rizal?
I have.
You have?
I have a few times, several times. And the best time I went was during the festival, you know, their fiesta. Which
oh,
is
you went back for the fiesta
Yes.
of Angono.
Yes.
So how was that? Was it a culture shock for you the first time you went? How young were you?
I actually spent about 6 months in the Philippines in my senior year in college.
Wow, that's a long time.
I did, and it was without my parents, and it was kind of there purely to discover the land and the country and find my identity.
And how was that? How was that experience for you?
It was pretty amazing because it wasn't one of those things that, you know, my parents could edit out. It was just pure self-discovery there at that time.
Would you encourage other people, because a lot of Filipinos that are born here are scared to go back, and there are lots of reasons why they would be scared to go back to the Philippines, but what are the pros in going back and really searching for your identity?
I think being an artist, it's always been a search for identity. So every year I kind of reevaluate where I'm at, and I feel it's important that you kind of go back and figure out where you came from. You can't move forward without knowing where you've been.
Yes.
or where your parents are. And so when I figured out that it was time to go back and I wanted to go back, I really kind of made an effort to do that.
I know you have children too. How old are they now?
I have 2 boys. Corey is 6 and Jacob is going to be 4.
So you're truly raising Fil-Ams,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
How are they coping with, I mean, they're still so young, right?
They're still so young.
And
yes.
because you don't speak Tagalog anymore, how are you able to show them what that means to be Filipino?
I think by the things that I make, the content that I make, the animations that I make, it's amazing when your son walks around and the first thing he'll say to a stranger is, "I'm Filipino." And I'll smile at that, because that's one thing that I know that's going to be very solid in him when he gets older. He's going to know he's going to be very sure that he's a Filipino. And you know, when he sees family, when he sees my mother talks to them in Tagalog. It's fun to hear them and see them smile when they hear it. And I teach them words, you know, counting, small things like that, anything that I can do, I will teach them.
We do what we can, especially here in America, and I have to say that what you do, because you're an animator and you're an artist, you create work thinking for people like your children that, you know, they need to understand what that means. So talk to us about the projects that you've done so far that introduce the Filipino culture to young children.
There's a few of them, yes. I've worked with Eric Esteban, who is a very good friend of mine, probably one of my best friends, and we've worked closely with his Manny Pacquiao character.
Yes, which is hilarious. If you haven't seen Manny Pacquiao, you have to see it.
And Manny also has kind of an animated version of him, and we've created something called Mini Facts.
Okay.
That gives a little bit of information, small little chunks of information about the Philippines. We've worked on a project called Bite-Sized Bayani.
Which is very exciting because it basically, it's this animation about all these Filipino heroes.
Yes, and yes, we've done Jose, and now we're going to be working on Andres Bonifacio.
And I heard someone who's in the West End right now is going to be your voice for that.
Absolutely, the amazing John Briones is going to be the voice of
that is amazing.
Andres Bonifacio.
Okay, so you guys are doing Bite-Sized Bayani. Where can people find out and watch?
It's all on YouTube right now. I think when we're done with Andres Bonifacio, I believe we'd love to have it here on Kababayan Today.
We would love to have it.
I think it would be really fun. I know you've mentioned stuff that you wanted to have for kids, so this is kind of one of the things we want to do. We want to let you premiere it here.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And also, you guys are in for a treat because Kababayan Today has an exclusive, never before seen, other than HBO, of course. But you guys are going to be able to see Ang Mangingisda. And this is based on your father's poetry,
Yes,
correct?
it is based on.
Called Ang Buhay sa Angono. Tell
Yes.
us about how you came up with the entire project.
The project itself was, I was very inspired by my father who wrote the poetry. And one of the things I wanted to do was give him a nice gift.
So this is a gift,
This
a
was
tribute
this was
to
a
your
gift. It was
father.
a tribute to my father. And after reading the poem, I looked through and I figured this would probably be the very best one to do. And I did it to him and I gave it to him and he loved it. The thing that was a surprise was that once I had it done, then I just started submitting it to film festivals, and that's kind of how it started.
Yes,
it was never really meant to be out, and other than as a gift from my father.
And
Yeah.
now I know it's won several awards.
It has.
And see, that I guess that's what happens when you create something without thinking about the end result.
Right.
You just do it because it comes from the heart.
Yeah, I did it for the love of it.
Yeah.
And the thing that I think is very special about it is that I have my son at the very beginning. You'll see it tomorrow, or you'll see it soon. Is when our logos come up on screen, you hear my son say, Filipino. And so I have a little taste of my son in there, then I have me animating it, and it's my father's poem.
So
it's
my
about
goodness, it's
several
three generations of
Yes.
Filipinos living in America,
Yes.
all representing.
Yes.
Wonderful. Wow, that gives me goosebumps. No, really. I'm always in search of people that are looking to discover their culture. And you know what, guys? Like I said, here on Kababayan Today, you'll have an exclusive peek at Mangingisda when we return. Don't go away. We'll be right back.